Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to the last spell. In the last episode, we fought off the last and the next big wave, and it was definitely a big wave. But now I've had a little bit of time to think, and about the omen system. And one of the things that is really interesting is that in the omen system, you have the ability to get a hero for early on. It breaks the game balance and gives you a hero. So you start with 4 rather than 3. But I think it's actually a bit of a wild goose card, which is that early on, before you have an extra hero slot open up in the shop, and before you have a lot of the buffs in place, having an extra hero at the beginning is actually rather negative, because your XP you get for your characters, they gain it by, I believe, by killing things, if my memory serves correctly. Yeah, experience is granted at the end of the night. It's split evenly amongst the team. Every hero will receive a bonus dependency on the monsters they have personally slain. So early on, when you're not having a lot of monsters running around, it actually limits your character growth, which is a pretty negative thing, to be honest. So it's an interesting system that you would think that early on having an extra hero would be really beneficial, but it actually can be a negative thing. Right, so like I said, we pushed really hard. We did get some nice rewards. Heap of evidence of an important massacre can be salvaged. Occasion to corpses next turn. I'm probably going to... This is the thing. If we take more than one of these, we won't be able to really get rid of any of the big buildings. But having a free item is potentially really powerful. So I'm going to grab that one. And I am going to grab this one, because these two will decay into normal corpse piles. So we might be able to stack them and make them even bigger. But I will grab these two. And with the 2 that we have left, if push comes to shove, we can send them into there to get things, relative bits and pieces. Bit of extra dark energy, tainted essence isn't so bad, but let's spend it, shall we? Welcome to the York Outcome, Commander. Are you hiding? Ah, the unfathomable, the existential, carnal, the pure ecstasy. Behold the true face of your saviour, my lustrous, pretty human. Does this shape of meat please you? I do not know how to answer that. So that's what the entity looks like. Oh boy. Interesting concept. Aha, understandable. Don't mind me. As my power strengthens, I feel a bit more impish. But you don't seem in much dismay. I thought I would make more of an impression. Sigh, aren't we? Will you sell your tainted essence to me, dear? So that's what she looks like. Interesting outside. The thing you have to understand is that I'm a fan of the 40k setting. So just because an existential entity looks feminine doesn't mean it's actually feminine. Slanesh is known to be depicted in the 40k and 40 fantasy lore both for being male and female, and so gender is, when it comes to like spiritual entities and things that are like on the divine plane of existence in fantasy, gender is much more fluid than it can be in the mortal plane. Right, so we have 2,500 essence. First things first, I want to basically get the weapon fabrication. That's the thing I want to get. We can't get the improved ballistica, but it might be worth saving up. We can't get any of the... We could get some more damage increase. Some more armor would be nice. Experience gain we can't get. A whole load of starves. Additional potions. Unlocks additional potions would be very nice. some of the basic omens as well. Like the omen of many short bows appear more often, depending what build you want to go, I suppose. Crossbows are nice. I just like different weapon types, to be honest. But that's just me. Spears are very nice. Great axe are nice. Experience gain would be also good to get more experience early on. Extra armor, extra damage. You could save. Try and get. No, you can't get more. Actually, we can't get those. Those are all our ability. I think I will just unlock the extra weapons. I know it seems strange, but I like having extra stuff online. Just like this gives us more variety, and it makes it more interesting in play, to be honest. So there we go. We'll save about 250, and we got something unlocked here. Receive my blessings for my wondrous accomplishments. Okay, unlocks a new structure that can be at the Haven. Can reveal additional data about the next enemy horde, and also repel the fog during the production phase with the help of workers. That is very important. The fog basically means that the enemy can spawn right on top of us. So we probably want to get that running as soon as possible. Having swords, axes, all that kind of jazz is there. We haven't got anything else unlocked. 10 favours out of 107, so we've really not got a lot unlocked there. Okay, so 2 of our heroes leveled up. You and you, okay. So what did you get? Damage going up, accuracy. Accuracy going up would be nice. Just means you wouldn't... Your crit isn't great. What's your accuracy these days? Flat reduction. Flat reduction or augmentation if negative applied to the odds of target enemy. Yeah, I'm going to get the accuracy increase because his stuff needs to hit more regularly. Okay. Healing received is nice. Reliability going up was nice. Having higher reliability is actually a pretty good stat to get. Daily mana regen. Also useful, but we do have potions and stuff. I'm going to get the reliability up because that 16% is really high. And the reason being that reliability of 56% means that increasing minimum damage of all his attacks. So basically it means that now we're more likely to get constant high damage. And the perk we want to pick for them. The poison build is going really nicely. Whenever your unit takes poison damage... Okay. Inflicts poison damage every time. When a unit takes poison damage within a range of 5 squares, restores 2 health. It's okay. And the one below it is when applies poison to a unit, also applies contagion. That's probably what we want to get for him, because then he can operate independently. For him, skills now cost health instead of mana. Ooh, that's actually pretty bad. All the heroes' mana is transferred into resistance. All the heroes' mana is transferred into resistance, conversion rate of 30%. And daily mana regeneration into daily health regeneration, conversion rate 100%. You get 15% resistance. Plus 7 health regen, and his health regen would basically replace it. And that's a bit risky, I'm going to be honest. Relentless, whenever a hero has 3 or less current movement points and attacks in melee range, restores 1. That'd actually be really good for them to allow them to move around doing stuff. Allows them to really zip. Whenever minus to dodge, whenever the hero is hit, automatically cast spike counter on the attacker with base damage equal to 50 plus 200 of the hero's current block, and their block isn't great. Yeah, that's a shame. Whenever the isolated unit is killed, 4% of damage and 6% of when using if it's a weapon up to 60%. Yeah. Skill range, reliability. Using 7 mana. Every 7 mana spent restores 1 action point. Not bad. Cherry picking, attacking isolated targets. That's not bad, but it absolutely knackers his dodge chance, and he hasn't got a ton of armor right now. Extra movement points and extra dodge as long as he's not wounded. That's actually pretty good for him. Get that up, increase his dodge, and find ways to build up his armor. That's not too bad. This is better when he's got more armor or more dodge in place, but the ones down here are particularly nice for him. Relentless would also have been good to pick up as well. For Kirill, Kyril, let's see what he have. Critical going up, damage going up, health going up. Straight up damage going up would be nice. I'm going to re-roll though. Yeah, just straight up damage from an extra 10% on just his damage increase is really nice. And then range damage or health regen. No, range damage. He's predominantly a range unit, so we want to keep stacking his bonus for range damage. I need to counteract that reliability thing at some point as well. Dodge, critical hits. Third eye isn't bad. Contagion. Enemies killed by defenses now give bonus XP to the hero. Extra use of his ability would be nice. He hasn't got a ton of armor or health regen. Stun chance. I don't think any of his weapons do stun chance, do they? Except that one, which is 60%. Every 10% of missing mana, it increases critical hit chance. And every 2 hit enemies, the next skill gets vision. This skill doesn't require a direct line of sight to the target. That's not so bad for him, actually, to be honest. Additional XP as well would be great for him. Every enemies killed by defenses now give bonus XP to this hero as if they were killed. If they were the killer. That's actually, I might grab that and we can put down more Ballistica. No Ballistica. Extra movement, not so great for him, but he doesn't have the ability. Yeah, he doesn't have the ability which penalizes him for moving. So having that to increase his movement up to 8 to allow him to zip around. He's pretty long range anyway, so it's not a massive issue. I'm going either with that for extra XP to allow him to, I might actually get that. Defensive training, yeah. Allows him to catch a bit quicker in the XP game. From our items that we get, first of all, the reward from the knight. We get a helmet, which is XP gain, and block, which is pretty nice. We get a not bad hammer, though unfortunately my melee person has a build that's not really working great for. We get that. Experience gain physical. Plus 1 action point, but we reduce our XP gain. Oh, but we have to spend mana and movement. Oh, yeah. So we lose 1 mana. We lose one movement and 4 mana to get an additional action point. It'd probably go for him, but he hasn't got a ton of mana generation. And we're going to be using it on other abilities of his as well. Ooh, that's a hard sell, because that's really tempting. That's really tempting to get. She can't have that because that gets rid of a lot of her other stuff, which is nice. Especially when we start running into enemies. Physical damage is really only going to be for this guy. And that basically means that his... It's a shame. I really want it, but not that much. I'm probably going to grab the helmet. Probably going to grab the helmet, that, because we can give it to someone and overall it's better. Armor, accuracy, block. Okay. I'm going to grab that because that's just a flat stat upgrade. Gives him more block, gives him more armor. Increases his dodge, so overall, nice things. So, Gladiator Grace +2. Dodge, reliability. So that's dodge, reliability, and accuracy, and that's accuracy, armor, dodge, and block. I'm going to grab the better level 1, and then from the corpse pile... Ooh, health, dodge, reliability. I mean, we can get it and we can sell it for money, if nothing else. They only just bought that, but... It's basically an improved version of the one he has, and then we got a basic offhand axe. You could get that, sell it for money. As for him, he loses out. He loses out on a lot for giving up the gladiator armor. Yeah. So I'm going to grab this. Okay, accuracy, magic damage, health regen, block, poison damage, daily health regen, and block. Man, that is nice. The greaves are also really nice as well. Reduce your accuracy, but get more health, more armor, more block. Both of these are really nice to have. We'll grab the shield though. Right, so if we look at our inventory, that can go for anyone. The experience game doesn't really matter for him, but to get additional experience to catch up is what I basically want to do. I can switch over at a later date. The pants I'm going to give to you straight up. The improved crossbow, it hurts. It hurts. Because we just bought it. Health regen and poison damage. Yeah, you really need to basically, because we're using your poison ability quite a bit. So having that up just means that his poison can affect more targets. Though that's the thing, isn't it? Though, to be honest, the 10% extra poison damage would be better on the person who can cast poison more often. Because his one is limited, and we don't want to use it too often. While his one is much more designed around having poison that he can use every turn. So that's probably better in the long run. Okay. Right, 1 second, folks. Rightio, folks, move back. So, probably going to sell this stuff. The staff, yeah, if it was an off-handed weapon, it would be fine. A bit of extra block isn't going to do a ton for them. Okay. So, wow, that's super expensive. So if we get that, that's going to use all of our money. Oh boy, I should have invested in gold mines earlier. Yeah, but we need it. Because it will basically give us a bit of forewarning. I see dead people. Okay, that's the achievement that's popped. So plus 2 over 2 unit types. Okay, can we just guess where 2 tiles back? 2 workers. Man, that's rough. I'm gonna hit these piles here, just because they'll give us more general money. That's all our workers used up. 60 odd gold. Getting passive gold production would be nice. But it's the only thing in the shop we can really use. Oh, there is. Always so hard. Well, first of all, let's get rid of that. Increased accuracy and armor. He's already wearing them, okay. And, yeah. So we've got 81 gold to play with. Another mana potion would be nice. The spell Contagion would also be great as well. Plus 20% damage, 2 uses. Some nice things here. Poison damage, stun chance. Extra mana. Isn't that propagation bounce? That's not important, but the poison damage would be good for him. Propagation bounce. Ooh, range damage. That would be good. Through increased range damage for him. What does these give us in the grand scheme of things? One sec. So these are just basically like improved versions, okay. Basic armors aren't worth it. So what does the great sword do? It's a momentum weapon, okay. Pretty potent one as well, to be honest. But doesn't seem to do a lot of. It doesn't do a lot of. It does a lot of damage, but that's 2 action points, 3 mana. Basic attacks is 2 energy, 1 energy. Really like if they had an axe that was improved. Okay, so there's not a ton of things I actually want to buy in the shop. Wizard's Cape isn't so bad. We could grab that. We could grab that and then maybe grab a gold mine. Get some passive gold income. No, we can't. Okay. With 48, I can improve his his propagation effect. Improve movement, dodge. Really, I'm only using that for the propagation effect and the movement benefit that comes with. Greatsword would be nice. Having more mana would also be really good to have as well, just to keep everyone's mana levels up. Yeah, let's grab that. Okay, 12 mana left over is not a ton. Everyone to be fairly capped for their mana supply. So it's only you, my friend, who needs to boost. Okay. The items we have. Give the trinket. He doesn't use a ton of his ability. Not a ton of his abilities have mana, but the ones that do actually are fairly draining, so it's not so bad. Her abilities, though, are not great. They do actually have a fair good use. His ones are okay. His ones are quite draining, actually. As are yours. And you haven't got a ton of regen. Neither of you do, to be honest. Okay. 2 uses, 3 uses. Okay. Actually, you have pretty bad mana regen, don't you? So you can have that. And increasing his poison stuff is not bad. Yeah, he's got 150 extra poison damage. Which is pretty nice, especially if you can get the contagion going. Can't build anything. We should have really invested in getting some gold buildings earlier, I think. Can't hire anybody else, I'm already at a cap. And with the materials that we have... Well, first of all, let's do repairs. Yeah. Repaired some of the walls, but they're coming along this way hard, so we need to basically build stuff. Okay. I'm going to destroy that. In hindsight, probably should have kept it going, but they tend to have fairly low... In comparison to the walls, they're fairly weak. So... something like that. It's not great, but it'll have to do. Over on this side, we're in like a real pickle, because they're gonna get close to us, and as such, I am not happy at all about the situation. Yeah, destroy that. Destroy that. To be honest, I'd rather... The gates are actually fairly weak. But so is a lot of things. Because they're going to be pushing across there aggressively. And they can shoot through the barricades. Okay. Defences. I will throw down another crossbow. I think I will also throw down one here. Throw down another ballistica. Gives us a bit of help. So what are we facing now? With the little piddly amount of resources we have. Okay. Where do I want to throw something? Here. Just stops it from spawning and coming onto the map as easily. That's fine. Okay. Excellent. So now think of the placements. Probably going to keep these two close. Well, they both have contagion, which actually means that his poison stuff on his own is actually fairly powerful. So, in hindsight, having these two close is actually a pretty good idea. Because his stuff combines with them. You look down here, and we have the range unit to basically support a lot of your abilities. What did you pick up in the perk tree eventually? The XP thing. Okay, yeah, we're glad to catch up. You can cover a lot of this approach. So you can combine your improved poison ability with contagion. And so we can actually get a degree of better control. Down here, though, I'm wondering what these two are going to be. My theory, it's probably going to be the Axeman and either the Flaming people or range units, because with day 4, so Flaming units will turn up. It might be the Flyers, but these are unknown enemy types, so who knows? So it's going to be, it's going to be 3 mixes coming in. Not too hard to deal with. Hopefully. You have a lot of armor as well, so you don't need to be. You can get a bit of close. You're not so bad. We need to get your armor up, really. But as I said, your ability to basically do a lot of plague damage isn't so bad. If push comes to shove, we can just hit you with this, which increases your dodge for 1 turn. And movement, just charge her out into the enemy. Her basic spells aren't great, but not too bad. Plus action points. 1+1 action point, plus damage, plus movement, which is just nice. To charge you out to the enemy with. Yeah, I am happy about this. We all got everything set up. This guy's really expensive for what we got out of it. Upgrading it. Ugh. So that's always, only 2 squares back. It's not great, to be honest. I thought we could have pushed it further. But I suppose 2 is better than nothing. I need to get money, because money's starting to be the bottleneck for us. I should have turtled into money earlier. But yeah. Okay. Then we're going to do a quick overview. So there's going to be an equal assault on both sides, which is going to be pretty tough, though with the contagion build that we have, we should be okay. Depends how many, depends how much this unit here is going to be in trouble. Because the way we've spec'd him means that he's actually pretty damaging, but he needs to basically have time, and he also doesn't want to eat into his reserves too much. Yeah, it really depends how much force they put on this wall section. I'm hoping that the main attack will come from down here. If it comes down here, we can hold it without too much issue, unless they break through the walls here. This is the bit I'm starting to be worried about. This section we should be okay, depending on how strong it is. but it's going to be closer. So we're going to have to get Contagion really going early to hopefully deal a lot of the negatives. But that's the next time, folks. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been the last spell, and I'm sorry that I'm cutting it off here, but like this fight's going to be nasty, and I need to basically keep this. I need to keep these videos relatively in the same size because I'm doing a massive batch record. Okay. This looks good, though, so see you all again next time, folks. Please like and subscribe, it helps me a lot, especially with how... I'm going to put out this right now. Like at the time of recording, Twitter has just announced that unless you've got the blue tick, it no longer recommends your content to new viewers. So it basically means that this is you helping me by liking and subscribing helps me even more now on the channel. Because I used to do a lot of self-publicizing of my videos on Twitter, and that's gone by the wayside now. So please help me as much as you can. It helps a lot. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day.